What's going on, guys? I'm Gabriel Mobile Best Never, and today we're playing Pokemon Sword once again. Today we're going to Freezing Ton to meet up with Peony, so let's get started. Ooh, more. Also, I figured out what Dynite Ore does. It's kind of pointless. I don't really like it. Alright, Freezing Ton is down here. I don't think we're gonna be able to get to that. Let's just get on my bike. Pokeball right there. This is Freezing Ton. Hello, hello. What we have here? Another visitor? I am the mayor of this fair town of Freezing Ton. I must say, it's a surprise to have visitors arriving in or out of the way town, one after another. Might you be here to learn about the legend of the King of Bountiful Harvest as well? Sure. Never mind. It hardly bears asking. After all, there's very little otherwise to attract visitors to our sleepy corner of a region. Which is a bit of a shame, really. People come all this way to investigate what turns out to be a mere fairy tale. But since you've made the journey, I must offer you this Freezing Town specialty as a memento. It's a shirt embolized with the likeness of the King of Bountiful Harvest. I'm afraid it hasn't sold quite as well as we'd hoped. We got a fair number left over. The illustration based on extremely ancient accounts of the king's appearance, hence the unusual sized head. But we thought it might make the design a touch more hip, as they say. If you'd like to see what the king really looks like, I suggest you take a look at the statue by the fields in the center of our village. By the by, while you're here in the Crown Tundra, feel free to let your lead Pokemon out of its ball and take it for a stroll. We got permission. Farewell for now, then. Oi! Over here, Gabe. I want to look at the statue first. Soccer boy's out now. So this is the statue. Yeah, I mean, I'll show you guys it next to the statue when we do catch it. No spoilers, but like if you know, you know, obviously. I mean, the game's been out for a while, but like, I don't want to spoil it just in case this is your first time seeing. I'm just that guy. Aha! Here you are. Also, I do got snacks. So like, whenever we're battling, I'm gonna pop a few snacks. This Pokédex place will be our lodgings, and that's where we're gonna heal. But as of this moment, it's also something far more important: our base camp. I know, it's not much of a base camp, is it? So we've got to give it a proper air of importance, haven't we? Now, enough faffling about it, Gabe. Let me tell you what the Peony exploration team is after. Around here, they've got a fair few strange and mysterious legends. For example, a huge-headed Pokemon known as the King of Bountiful Harvest. Yep. Not to mention a massive red tree where legendary flying Pokemon gather. And furthermore, these great hulking dot-faced giants that sleep in some ruins or something. Excerta, which is French. See what I mean? This place is just bursting with juicy legends. And we're not stopping until we've found just how much truth they've got in them. And there you have it. We are the Peony Exploration Team. And that is our grand, noble, magnificent goal. Of course, if I had it my way, I'd be doing this with my darling Nia. But who knows? They say even chancy meetings can lead to blissful friendships. So here's to the Grand Adventure Exploration Chief Gabe. Chief? Obviously. Look, what do you think would happen if the two of us were gallivanting off together? My dear Neo could come along for a grand emotional reunion to find this place empty. Just the thought of it, my own darling daughter sitting alone in this room, pinning for her papa. Gah! Nope, not on my watch. I'd never let that happen. So I'll be the hold down the fort chief. Which means you get the pleasure of being the expedition chief. Gah! Which brings me to this. Go on, have it. Okay, good. We get the outfit. Gahaha! Look at that. Fits you like a glove. I brought some spare uniforms so my dear Neo would have a few to change into. So there's enough to give you one. And if you need to change or have a kip, by all means. I think a kip is just an app. Just head into the bedroom back here. I've got some different colored scarves in there, so switch it up if you fancy a bit of style. I might add, if you got different scarves, I might agree. Here, have these two. Obtain legendary clue 1. A clue about the King of Bountiful Hearts is written by Peony and the old photos attached to it. There's a fairy tale in Freezington about the legendary Pokemon known as the King of Bountiful Harvest. In the legends, the king is said to wear a massive crown on his head, but the wooden statue near the fields in the middle of the village shows no sign of a crown. Legendary clue number 2. It's a clue about the Legend of Giants. It's written by Peony and has unique drawings. Far, far in the giant's bed lies a temple where the giants of stone sleeps. On the temple door are strange words. Let them Mon Chung Wan. The door remains firmly shut. Sunken in the side of snow-slide slope lies the temple where the giant of ice sleeps. On the temple's door are strange words. Wa Tied Iving Stall of Snow. The door remains firmly shut. Near where green meets snow in the giant's bed lies a temple where the giant of steel sleeps. On the temple's door are strange words. Let out no walk ain't eel. The door remains firmly shut. On the distant path of 3 Point Pass lies a temple where 2 giants sleep. On the temple door are strange words. We re door all be end. The door remains firmly shut. And here's legendary clue number 3. A clue about the legend of bird Pokemon. It's written by Peony and has a unique drawing. When the sun reaches its zenith, it shines directly down upon a great tree with leaves that seem to burn. It is there that the legend wings come to roost. There are legendary clues I meticulously compiled from hours of dedicated telewatching, which is TV. First off, why not have a look at the clue about the King of Bountiful Harvest? Seems like the king's bounds with its loyal steed, or whatever you call it, run proper deep. So, if I had to name this expedition, I'd call it The Sacred Bonds of Soren and Steed. That's cool how that popped up. There's a great big statue of it bang in the middle of the village, though its head isn't as massive as in my notes. No. Aha! I've just had an idea. Here's a little something to help you out. Ooh! Another Master Ball. This is supposed to be one ultra mega corker of a ball. Use it whenever you think you ought to. I got it ages ago from somebody I used to know. Never used to bring myself to use it though. If you ever get a bit turned around, come on back to base camp anytime. You can't miss it. Just look for the Adventuring Crew flag I stuck out front. Handmade by yours truly. Anyway, I suppose that's that. Let the grand adventure begin. Have a smashing time out there. Okay, well, we're gonna restore my Pokemon. So, I know this episode's a little bit short, but I don't want to, put them all in different parts. I mean, we'll go outside real quick. Check out this cutscene. And that's the statue. So, if we look at the town map, where are we going? Okay, so all we're doing is going over here. Yeah. So the tree is down here. So that's the tree that was being talked about. I assume there's like temples like here and like here on. Yeah, there's temples over here. Where's the giant's bed? Or maybe it's a giant's foot. I think it's a giant's foot. It's a giant's foot. Okay. So giant's foot. Where was it? No, giant's bed. Alright, giant's bed right here. There's a temple right here. And I think there it also says slippery slope. Or it said that there's a shrine that's like, I'm sorry, not a shrine, a thingy right here. I don't know what these like crowns are though. That's what I'm like questioning. Yeah. Anyways, so we're gonna do the King of Bountiful Hearts in the next episode. But that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.